Alright guys, time for part 3 of the pouch attaching methods. We are going to attach this pouch to these bands using cuffs. So guys, today we're going to be attaching a pouch to a band set using cuffs. Now I'm going to bring you on down low. We're going to take a look at what we're going to need for this project, and then we're going to get started. First and foremost, you're going to need some bands. I have these. These are BSB white 0.65 bands. Really excited to try these out and see how they shoot. We are going to need a pouch, and I'm using these ammo centering pouches. They've got the center hole plus 2 little grooves to grip onto the ball. I like these because they, when you put a ball inside and you fold them in half, it actually gives it a little bit of a lower profile, so you don't have that big lumpy ball kind of digging into the meat of your fingers. And I find I get less hand fatigue using these pouches. I think they're great. We are also going to need some tubing. In this case, I bought this off of Amazon. It's I don't know what the quality of it is. I don't even know the brand name of it. It's just the store name. But they do market it as slingshot bands. And these are 16-30 seconds. And I'm going to be using these. You'll also need a pair of tweezer pliers. Now, I've seen a lot of people taking other pliers and modifying them online and whatnot. I've used tweezer pliers. The first band set that I made out of with cuffs was with this, and it was not modified. I did feel that I needed to grind it down just a tiny little bit, just so it slides in and out of the tubing a little easier. And you can see, where are we here? There we are. I did just grind it down just a little tiny bit, and it should work a little bit better. Last thing you're going to need is some kind of box, a 2x4, anything you want. You can even make a tiny little jig just so you can put your pliers over there, and it'll keep your forks, keep the pliers open for you, so you're able to pass your band set through, but you'll see that in a minute. So we're just going to mark out a 2 centimeter piece with our pen. Just put a dot. And then we're going to cut that in half and put another centimeter dot there. We're going to want each one of these pieces to be about 1 centimeter, but depending on the band, the band weight that you're using, you may want to adjust the length of these, make it either a little longer or a little shorter. All right, once you got them marked off, take your rotary cutter or scissors or whatever you want to do, put it on the mark and cut it. We're going to do that 2 times. We will not be needing this anymore. Just give them a quick check. Make sure they're about the same size. And we're looking good. Alright, let's cut that second one. Alright, so our bands are perfectly even. If you have one that's slightly larger than the other, it'll retract faster and make your shot shoot uneven and cause you issues. And if you're not hitting your target and not shooting straight, you may start realizing that you may think you have a posture problem, when really it's a hardware problem. And you don't want to be moving around things that are correct and giving yourself some bad habits. So make sure your band sets are always even. Very important. Once you have your bands through your pouch at your desired length. For me, I use the tip of my nail to the back end of my nail where it meets the skin. That's what I use. Works fine for me. Little trick I picked up from Chris at Catapult Carnage. Now basically what we're going to do is just do our little fold over like you would normally. Make sure everything is even, lined up, looks good, and you got more than enough room to accept your cuff. Now, this is where the trick comes in. Basically, I'm going to stick this in my mouth real quick, make it wet, and then slide on the cuff. Goes on real easy. We're going to bring in our block, and we're going to stretch. We're going to stretch our pliers over it, and we're going to go ahead and we're going to tuck this guy down the hole until it pops out the other side. If it's causing you a little bit of issues and you're having a little hard time, you can grab a second pair of pliers just to pull it down and get it through there. Once you've reached this point, give your band set a pull and then slide that down until your cuff is right over your band set, and then release the whole batch. Then you can just pinch the whole thing and slide it out. And you can see we got a nice little cuff on there, and it's holding on there pretty decently with no issues. All right, time to do the second side. Slide on your cuff. You want to make sure that you go all the way down to the end of your pliers. You don't want to have any overhang. So there we go. We're on there nice and good. See if I can turn it this way and do it for you. We're going to slide the cuff in, the pouch in from the bottom this time. Once we got the pouch in, I'm going to turn this sideways just for a real quick second. We are going to pull our band set through. Alright. The fold is going to be going towards you. We are going to make sure that we got the desired length. A little bit long. And now we're good. We'll get our fold going. Make sure everything's nice and even. And then in the same process, but in reverse this time, we'll stretch it out. Drop that down. Whoops. Drop that down just till we're on the cuff and pull it off. Now you can see what we're looking at here. It's on there nice. Now we'll pull everything out. Sorry guys, before we do any trimming, we are going to want to make sure that these are all seated nicely. So I've inspected the bands, everything's perfectly even. We're going to go ahead and put that around the thumb, get a good grip onto it, and give it a pull back. Make sure nothing's slipping or moving on us. And we're looking pretty good. You'll notice the cuffs have kind of slipped down a little bit. Not the end of the world, but it's still holding on there pretty good and nothing's moving. So now we can give them a little trim. Now I like to keep a little bit of extra sticking out past the cuff just in case it does happen to slip. So I'm going to give you a look at how I cut it using the width of the scissor to give me that little extra bit. Alright, so basically what I like to do is I move my scissor right in here and I separate the band set from the tag end. And then I just give it a snip. Now that you've got your cuffs on, everything is holding up pretty nicely. The last thing you got to do is get out and shoot. Now the one thing I will notice is you see how these ones have slipped down a little bit? I think that's only because my taper is kind of small. When I do 15 mils, they don't do that. They just stay right up at the top just fine. And I'll show you an example of that. Well, you can see here, I've got some cuffs on some precise 0.70 anti-cold bands. And these are holding up quite nicely, but the taper on this one is, I got 23 at the fork and 15 down at the pouch end, and the cuffs seem to hold up much better on those with the extra 3 mils than they do with these guys here, but these aren't going to slip or come off at all anyway, but they did slide down towards the pouch a little bit, and but that shouldn't affect the shot at all. The only thing we have to do now is test these guys out. Alright guys, we got 3 targets down there. Let's go top to bottom. There's one. There's 2. Here comes a tough one. And 3. I'm really digging these cuffs. That's it for this one. I'm gonna keep on shooting, having some fun, but I want you guys to stay tuned for the next option we have, which is we're gonna either do one of crystal string, or the other one will be the amber belt. I may do a quick demo of both just to give you guys an idea of what they are, what they're about, and then maybe we'll test those ones out as well. So, I want to thank you guys for watching. See you again soon, and don't forget to teach a kid to shoot. You guys stay safe out there. Sorry guys, that's how you fasten your pouch to your bands using cuffs. This is a great option for those who are just starting out and don't want to spend all that extra money on band tying equipment and jigs. So I've added 2 playlists to this end screen. One of them is my pouch tying methods and the other is my DIY slingshots. If you found this video useful, please hit that like button. And please subscribe if you haven't already for more videos like these that'll be coming soon. You guys take care and teach a kid to shoot.